Good morning, everyone. The hearing is resumed. Before we move to the budget hearing for the DSWD, we would first like to tackle the first agenda item, which is a matter for discussion and decision by committee. This is with regard to the request of the DPWH to extend the deadline for submission of their proposed amendments to the budget for DPWH for fiscal year 2026. During the hearing conducted by this committee on September 5, 2025, regarding the proposed budget of the Department of Public Works and Highways for fiscal year 2026, the committee approved the motion of Assistant Minority Leader, the Honorable Laila De Lima, directing the Department of Budget and Management and the Department of Public Works and Highways to submit the revised proposals for fiscal year 2026 on or before September 12, 2025. The committee is now in receipt of a letter from DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon, dated September 9, 2025, formally requesting the extension of the said deadline from September 12, 2025 to September 15, 2025, Monday. I would first like to read the letter from Secretary Vince Dizon for consideration of the committee, addressed to Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez through Representative Micaela Swansing, Chairperson of the Committee on Appropriations. The letter is here. This is the official copy and original copy sent by Secretary Vince Dizon. And the letter reads as follows. Dear Speaker Romualdez, this refers to the budget of the Department of Public Works and Highways for fiscal year 2026 as taken up during the hearing of the House of Representatives Committee on Appropriations on September 5, 2025, Friday. During the said hearing, the Committee on Appropriations deferred deliberations on the proposed budget of the DPWH for fiscal year 2026, pending the submission of its revised budget programs. The deadline for such submission was originally set for September 12, 2025, Friday. Considering the volume of items and documents requiring review, together with other matters that must likewise be addressed by the department, it is respectfully requested that the deadline for the submission of the revised budget programs be extended to September 15, 2025, Monday. This extension will allow us to exercise greater diligence and prudence in reviewing the National Expenditure Program. We respectfully seek the kind consideration of the Committee on Appropriations in granting this request. Rest assured of the Department's unwavering commitment to ensuring that the budget submission is accurate, transparent, and fully aligned with the administration's priorities. Very truly yours, Vivencio B. Dizon, Secretary, copy furnished Representative Ferdinand Alexander A. Marcos III, Majority Floor Leader, and Representative David J.J.C. Suarez, Senior Deputy Speaker. So this is the copy of the letter as read, and I would like to submit to the committee for its consideration and appropriate action the request of the Department of Public Works and Highways. With that, is there any member who wishes to make a motion on the matter?
Madam Chair, hearing the
Yes, Representative Dumogan.
hearing the request of our Honorable Secretary Vince Dizon, I so move for the approval of the said request.
Madam Chair.
May I,
No,
Representative
just a
Tino?
clarificatory question, Madam Chair.
Go ahead before we
So,
rule on the motion.
Oh, yes. So this means that the DPWH will be resubmitting, in effect, its proposed budget for 2026. Will this be in the form of errata?
I have yet to see the proposal that will be submitted by the DPWH, but as per my understanding, it's going to be, I'm not sure if they're going to do the errata form, which is from and to, but I can confer with Secretary Vince Dizon as to the form of that.
Okay.
But it will be submitted to the committee and we will hear it similar to how we've been hearing the proposal.
And nice to see you again. And congratulations to the new DMW I think it was BMW, but it's DMW. And to all the USEC and the regional directors, good afternoon to all of you. I am from Mindanao, and with party list Abante Mindanao. And I would like to know how many OFWs come from Mindanao. Do you have a figure like that? Do you have a figure like that? How many OFWs comes from Mindanao?
Yes po, Madam Chair, Mr. Congressman, good to see you again, sir. Uh, yes, we're looking at the data. Meron po. On a per region basis, higit kumulang
Estimate na lang, Secretary.
Opo,
no?
opo.
Mindanao.
higit kumulang of the 1.8 million, um, the five regions, including the BARM, that makes six, around 250,000, sir. Estimated po. Ballpark figure.
260,000 for the whole of Mindanao.
250,000 po. Ang sukatan po natin dito yung dumaan sa processing ng DMW for 2024 of the 1.8 million, at least 250,000 po ang dumaan. Hindi po to kasama yung bilang yung mga nandoon na. So yung dumaan lang po sa DMW around 250,000 of the 1.8 million.
That's for this year, Secretary?
For 2024 po.
Okay.
Date-
So,
Opo.
the previous years, it's increasing, I think, the number. Okay? Anyways,
we-
okay, I would not really press on that
Yeah.
exact figure.
Sir, tama po kayo. For 2025, hindi pa tapos yung taon, but we are on a trend na mas mataas sa 2024.
Okay.
Opo.
I came to know that from your outstanding regional director, Maning Toledo, no? Outstanding director in Toledo. And my friend, okay? Dapat tumayo ka kaagad? Yes, so, okay. We have offices already in all of the regions in Mindanao. I think 6 regions, no? What is lacking, I think, are the provincial offices. And that is a question that I have. Do we have a budget for that? Except from the people that you need in your central offices, in the regional offices?
We requested for that po, but it did not appear in the NEP. But we make do, sir, in terms of, yung nabanggit po kanina, yung partnerships with local government units. Kapag si Gov po, in some cases, Congressman, ay magbibigay ng space or office sa Kapitolyo, sa munisipyo, then we make do po, we get out of our way to manage our resources para lang po may presensya on the ground. Ang classic example po dito is Pampanga. Governor Nanay Pineda gave us a space in the Capitolio in San Fernando. So we're only too willing to take up that space. So meron po tayong presensya in some provinces kung saan ang naglaan po ng pwesto yung local chief executive.
That's good because it takes so much effort and time and resources to establish an office there. So I go with you on that angle, no? In order to give more information on what is really to become an OFW, no? People are asking. In Mindanao, we have a very high poverty rate, and that's why people will go to the back door so that they have cheaper fares and cheaper accommodation, everything. But it looks like it becomes a transit point to other areas. I want to ask, is employment in Brunei, Indonesia, and Malaysia profitable?
Sir, before I answer, I remember also pala dun sa interpellation ni Kong Brian, Chair Brian, he also mentioned about help desks, OFW help desks in the 82 provinces. So umayon po kami doon. That will go a long way also kung maidagdag yon sa budget namin yung for the help desk. Yung tanong niyo po, Indonesia, Brunei, and Malaysia, is it Malaysia? Marami po tayong OFWs in all those three countries, most especially Malaysia and Brunei. At covering the whole range po of OFWs po yan, from the skilled workers to the lower skilled workers, domestic workers, kasama po silang lahat dyan sa three areas na yan. Yung Indonesia is lesser in volume than in Malaysia and Brunei. May lesser demand po for migrant workers in Indonesia because they have the local employment pool.
But in Malaysia and Brunei, I think they have good pay, no? As compared to our local employers, no? Employment, I mean.
It's hard to say, Mr. Congressman, kasi marami pong trade-offs ng pagtrabaho dito sa sarili nating bayan. Kahit na, I will be the first to say, kahit na mas maliit ang sweldo, mas maraming pa ring comfort at benepisyo to be with family here in our own country. We do not promote overseas employment. But by and large, OFWs have opted to work in Malaysia and Brunei, perhaps in their own personal judgment. They find greener pastures in those countries. So based on the judgment of our OFWs, I would say yes, sir. Many of the OFW families who choose to work in those places say that it's more beneficial to them.
In that case, I would like to inform you that I'm the chairman of the BIMP Iaga Growth Area, Brunei Darussalam, Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines, no? East Asia Growth Area. And there will be a ministerial meeting on June next year. And I hope to get some inputs from you in order how to help. Because, ministers will be coming here to discuss not just cultural ties, but then economic also. And we thought that in our initial meeting in Puerto Princesa, it has come to my mind that we have to give more perks to those going down. I mean, going backdoor, no? Permanently. Probably I will be filing a bill that would declare open skies policy for Mindanao so that the airlines from Sabah, Brunei, and Indonesia can come to Mindanao. A cheaper fare would be best for us, for our employers. And so I would like to ask you for that advice, because for that ministerial meeting in June, and probably your comment would be more on OFW's welfare and how to establish more ties so that there'll be no more backdoor things to be, by our countrymen, and then Mindanao will be benefited. Is that correct, Secretary?
Yes, Madam Chair, Mr. Congressman, tama po kayo. On the welfare side and anti-human trafficking side, ang main concerns natin in the areas that you mentioned, the countries.
One more.
But also may developmental side din po yan. Sa mga skilled workers natin, for instance, those who work in the oil or alternative energy sources sectors, sa mga lugar na yan, we could very well benefit from the experience of our OFWs there to establish or strengthen our own sectors here. So may reintegration approach din ho yan that could benefit from the learnings of our skilled workers in Brunei, Malaysia, and Indonesia. But yes, it's mainly welfare and anti-human trafficking po ang main concern natin.
My main concern would be how to promote employment in our neighboring countries. Because it's cheaper fare, they can come home maybe in once per 6 months and everything. And I'm set to file a bill that would. Do we have exemption from our OFWs on travel tax?
Yes po, they are
Okay.
exempted from the travel
Exempted.
tax, and the TIESA has made it even easier, digitalized na ang TIESA, so we don't even need to bring those green forms that we usually bring. for-
Okay, one last suggestion. Have you ever thought of putting up sleeping quarters in the airport? Cube sleeping quarters for OFWs.
Yes po, the President has tasked us, OWA, and DOTR, si Sec Vince na nandun pa, and NNIC, Sir Ramon Ang, to establish the quarters. So meron po, and perhaps I could ask Admin PY to elaborate on this briefly,
Tulog.
with the permission of the Chair.
Consider lang. One more.
Yes,
please.
time is up, Representative Rodriguez. Kindly wrap up po. Thank you po.
About the
Madam Chair?
sleeping quarters, the tube
Madam
sleeping
Chair,
quarters in the
yes.
airports.
Madam
Yes,
Chair,
Admin. Liway.
are already sleeping facilities in our OFW lounge in Terminal 3. We'd like to also invite the members of Congress to see our
sleep
OFW
there?
lounge, not to sleep there, but to check. The president was able to also see the facility. We also have a new OFW lounge, Terminal 1. So we hope that pag may time po kayo, makita nyo rin po kung ano po ang facilities for our bagong bayani.
Thank you very much. And with that, I would like just to say I support the budget for the new Department of Migrant Workers. And in unison with our people here, with our members of the OFW's committee and the Committee on Appropriations, in due time, to increase your budget so that we can have more offices in Mindanao. Thank you very much. Secretary, thank you. And Chairman, thank you.
Thank you, Representative Rodriguez. We move on to our next interpellator from the minority, Assistant Minority Leader Robert Mazal.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ano ba? Good afternoon. Good afternoon to the DMW family. Good afternoon, Mr. Secretary. I just have a few questions. On your earmarked revenues, yung verification fees earned in foreign posts, can you explain, ano po ba yung verification fees? Saan po nanggagaling yan?
Yes po, ito po yung mga fees na on account of OFWs who are required to verify their contracts if they change employment. Another example is somebody who did not pass through DMW on the way out, let's say was a tourist going out and became a worker abroad. So first time ho yan sila madadocument, they get their contracts verified with us. $10 per contract. And yun po yung verification fees and we are allowed to utilize a portion of those fees collected.
How is it being utilized?
It's
Mr. Chair.
utilized in
Madam
terms of
Chair.
our operations. It goes back to our operations. Yung pagpapatakbo ng ating migrant workers office, yung pag-hire ng local hires. Mahalaga po yung local hires kasi they are the ones well-versed in the culture, in the language. Usually, they are nationals of the host country. So we hire them to help us to augment our workforce. And then, yung pagpapatayo ng bagong migrant workers office, sa Kongreso po rin nanggaling yung mungkahi na yon sa plenary last year, na pwedeng gamitin yung verification fees para magtayo po ng migrant workers office. Yung ating DMW.
And the Migrant Workers Office, Madam Chair, is basically to assist our OFWs.
Yes po, they are the frontline assistance units, first responders pag kailangan ng tulong ng OFW sa abroad.
When did we start collecting the fees, Madam Chair?
As far as I could recall, there is a standing DBM, DOLE, MOA, as far back as the 1990s, maybe 1980s even. This is a long-standing practice, Madam Chair, Mr. Congressman.
So, Madam Chair, ang balance po kasi natin as of December 31, 2024 is 5.5 billion. Is that correct?
At this stage, Madam Chair, may I ask you, Nikki, to respond to the detailed question?
Yes, Yusek Miki, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Mr. Secretary. As of the moment po, ang balance po namin is around 4.9 billion. This is based on the records po of the DBM and also the Department of Labor and Employment. And of the 4.9 billion po, 4.1 billion has already been transferred to the trust fund in favor of the Department of Migrant Workers just recently, Your Honor.
So it's basically the DMW who disburses this.
Yes, Your Honor, but it's we have a approval coming from the DBM po.
Your expenditures in 2024 only amounted to 2.3. Why is that so? 2.3 million.
No, Your Honor. Actually po, yung pong from the verification fee of around 163 in 2014, we have already utilized that for 2025, and we have a 580 million po for this year.
Yes, 580 million.
Yes.
But your reflected expenditures was only 2.3 million in 2024. Can you explain that?
We did not use the verification fee last year because there's no guidelines yet, Your Honor. It was only in December of 2024 that we are able to finalize the guidelines between and among DMW, BTR, and DBM, and yeah, the three of us. Thank you, Your Honor.
So for 2025, what are the projects that will be undertaken?
As mentioned po by the Secretary, Your Honor, the 580 million that's coming from the verification fee fund will be used for the operations of our migrant workers' offices.
So we'll be able to utilize this, Madam Chair?
Yes, Your
The whole
Honor.
508.
Yes, Your
80.
Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Can you please submit a report on what locations you'll be putting up, what do you call that, migrant workers
Migrant workers'
offices?
offices.
On your Balik Manggagawa program, it's my understanding that pag nag-abroad po yung or nakakaalis po yung mga tao natin, yung ating migrant workers, the OWA pays for, who pays for the OWA coverage on their first on their initial on their yung una po nilang biyahe? Who covers that?
Madam Chair. For the new hires, just to clarify, Your Honor,
Yes.
for the new hires, it is being remitted to OWA by the PRAs, the recruitment agencies or the employer.
Ano po ang coverage niyan?
Dito pong OWA coverage po natin.
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, Madam Chair, una po sa lahat, ang membership contribution po ng OWA ay $25 since 1982 po. Hindi po na iba ito. Ngayon po, nadagdagan po ang mga benepisyo. So ngayon po, meron po tayong social benefits. Una po sa lahat, sa mga miyembro po ng OWA, meron pong accidental death and natural death coverage. Accidental death in the amount of 200,000, natural death 100,000. Meron pong burial benefit na 20,000. Ito po yung sa parang mala insurance coverage po ng OWA membership. Of course, nandyan din po yung repatriation, reintegration, reintegration assistance, of course, access po sa scholarship program po ng OWA for dependents. Meron din pong training and upskilling sa mismong OFW. At meron din pong access ang mga miyembro doon po sa mga loans being provided by OWA partners such as the Land Bank.
What is the, Madam Chair, what is the coverage of reintegration? What are the programs under reintegration?
Madam Chair, Your Honor, we have of course the Balik Pinas, Balik Hanap Buhay. This is, yung medyo mabilis po ito na assistance para sa mga bumabalik na OFWs para po magsimula ng maliit na negosyo or dito po, ito po ay in the amount of 20,000 pesos. Meron din pong tulong puso. Ito naman po ay grant, hindi po ito utang para sa grupo ng mga OFWs na meron po silang business plan at nag-comply sa mga requirements po ng OWA. The grant is up to 2 million pesos.
So for first hire, they're covered by OWA. Pero paano po yung, what is the percentage of yung mga bumabalik na covered pa rin ng OWA?
Sa overall po, for context, Madam Chair, Your Honor, ang Balik Manggagawa po na, program po natin, mga around 70% po ng deployment every year, returning workers, Balik Manggagawa. Pagdating po sa OWA, ito po ay voluntary na po ang renewal nila. So, every 2 years po, voluntary po itong pagbayad nila or pag-renew. Right now, Madam Chair, Your Honor, ang total OWA membership is 2.5 million. Hindi niya pa po nalalampasan ng pre-pandemic numbers kasi po noon, kasama po or sa pagproseso nila ng balik manggagawa ang pagbayad ng OWA membership. Ngayon po, hindi po siya nakakarga. Kailangan pa po nilang mag-renew separately ng OWA membership. Kaya apektado po yung numbers po namin.
So does that mean, Madam Chair, that if you're a returning worker, hindi na po cover and you were unable to pay for the coverage, so voluntarily, paano yung ngayon yung mga repatriation mo and all the programs that you stated under the coverage of OWA?
Yung pong OWA membership, I would say, Madam Chair, Your Honor, added premium po ito. Added premium or added benefits na meron na pong ino-offer ang DMW at OWA rin under the GAA po. Dalawa po ang pondo na minamanage ng OWA. Of course, yung unang pondo ay yung OWA, yung trust fund po natin. Dito po kinukuha ang mga programa para sa mga active members ng OWA. Pagtungkol naman sa GAA, yung pong pinag-uusapan kanina na Emergency Repatriation Fund, hindi po kami tumitingin dito kung OWA member siya o hindi dahil ito po ay galing po sa General Appropriations.
Can I just say na bago po nag-DMW, ang OWA usually ang lead sa mga ganitong benepisyo pagdating ng worker. Pero dahil nagka-DMW, baliktad na po. So yung action fund ang front line, ang first responding fund sa mga nanunumbalik. And then kung siya ay active OWA member, as mentioned by Admin PY, dagdag benepisyo po yon. So para may premium yung mga faithfully nagko-contribute sa OWA. But it's mainly the Department of Migrant Workers through the action fund. 50,000 minimum pesos ang binibigay po natin. Pinarepaso ni Pangulo ang mga rates natin. So it's a minimum of 50,000 pesos para mas ganap ang financial assistance na binibigay.
So Madam Chair, if you're an OWA member and you're a migrant worker, you get the basic coverage from DMW. And if you're an OWA member, on top of that, you get additional privileges.
Yes, Madam Chair.
How about how about for returning workers po? Bakit po kailangan voluntary? Hindi ba pwedeng i-require na rin para they can get the same benefits?
Okay. We are working on a digitalized documentation system that will, in effect, make it mandatory or will make it
Easy.
accessible for a worker to access the OWA portal para makapag-contribute siya sa OWA. Yung pagbukas ng e-services hub ni Presidente about a month ago in San Juan meant no na sinabay na kami sa e-gov ng DICT at kasabay po noon pag pumasok na rin ng OWA, magsasama-sama na kami lahat doon integrated para mas madali, mas accessible in digital terms.
Kasama na din po, Madam Chair, doon yung pagkuha ng OEC.
Yes po, yung sa OEC, nabanggit ko po rin na rin kanina na maglalaho na po yung OEC in effect kasi ang mangyayari, yung documentation ng worker, pagpasok niya ron sa DMW icon sa eGov app, papasok siya sa aming processing hub. Pag na-document na namin siya, next step, hindi po OEC, diretso na sa e-travel pass. So the outcome document will now be the e-travel pass. Integrated na kami sa e-travel pass system. Yung pong departure card ng DICT.
So mawawala na po yung OEC, Madam Chair?
Yes, that is the plan po para isang document na lang ang magiging outcome, which is the e-travel pass, the departure card ng e-travel pass, departure version.
The reason why I'm asking, Mr. Secretary, Madam Chair, is because marami na ho akong nakausap na OFW tapos hirap na hirap po sila kumuha ng OEC. They find it very inconvenient. So, siyempre, they're already thinking, minsan, dadating daw po sila dito, They had to come home just because of an emergency. And then they're required, in order to be able to leave again, to get an OEC. Pero hindi naman nag-end yung contract nila. So parang instead of nakatulong po siya sa mga ating mga bayani na migrant workers, nahihirapan pa po yung ating mga migrant workers.
Yes, Madam Chair, meron na pong digitalized version yan. Meron ng around 8 million electronic OECs na ho ng issued, yung non-face-to-face. Kaya nabawasan na rin ang traffic natin sa DMW. Dati sa peak season, 3 to 5,000 ang pumipila pag peak season. Ngayon, madami na po yung 1,800 to 1,000. So, nabawasan na po. But having said that, gagawin nating ganap dito sa pagsanib puwersa natin with the ICT sa utos ng ating Pangulo through one e-gov app na lang po ang pupuntahan ng taong bayan. Hindi na siya pupunta sa DMW site. E-gov na lang, nandun na kami at wala ng OEC, e-travel pass ang outcome document.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Thank you to the DMW family. And I support your budget for 2026. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative Nasal. We have no more interpellators. We have a motion.
Mr. Chair, there being no other members who wish to interpolate, I move that we terminate the budget hearing on the proposed budget of the Department of Migrant Workers, including its attached agency.
Second.
So move, Mr. Speaker.
Second.
Hearing is suspended.
Madam Chair.
The budget hearing is resumed.
Please settle down.
Madam Chair, I wish to reiterate my motion to terminate the budget hearing on the proposed budget of the Department of Migrant Workers, including its attached agency. So
Second,
moved, Mr. Chair.
second.
It has been moved. It has been moved and seconded. The budget for the proposed budget of the Department of Migrant Workers is hereby
Terminate.
terminated.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, I wish to suspend, to move to suspend the hearing to give way for the next agency.
I second the motion.
The budget hearing is suspended to give way to the next agency. Congratulations po to the DMW family. Thank you.